Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our lecturer Miss Mazlina binti Ismail. My name is Muhammad Najmi Berosli. My friends and I will present our group assignment about Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Before I start presentation, let's know my members of group. Introduction Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Islamic Banking and Finance. Bank Islam, established in June 1983, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad is the first to introduce Sharia-compliant banking products to the Malaysian public. As the nation's pioneering Islamic bank, it is responsible in laying the foundation for the remarkable growth of Islamic economy in Malaysia. It has also advanced Islamic banking system to rival that of its conventional banking counterpart and be widely accepted by the public. Driven by innovation, Bank Islam's wealth of banking products is complemented by its end-to-end financial solutions that fulfill the evolving needs of its customers, forging its reputation with focus on pure Sharia-compliant solutions. Bank Islam is well regarded by the industry as the source of Sharia reference. This reputation will stand Bank Islam in good stead as it continues to offer innovative products and fulfill its vision to be a global leader of Islamic banking. Next, we will look at managerial levels. There are 3 levels of managers that are related for each managerial level. Top level manager for top level management. The top level manager is a very important person in an organization, highest ranking in the organizational hierarchy, responsible for the entire overall management of the organization. Identify goals, develop policy and strategy to achieve them. Decisions will affect the long-term performance of the organization. Identify the organization's vision and mission, setting corporate culture. Example, President and Chief Executive Officers, CEO. Second, middle level manager for middle level management. Middle levels in the organizational hierarchy implement overall strategies and plans defined by the top level manager and monitor the performance of the first line managers. Involved in intermediate planning, coordinate employees between departments, guide and establish a good relationship, encourage teamwork. Example, regional manager, project leader and divisional manager. Third, first line manager for lower level management. Implement all the goals set by top level managers and middle level managers. Directly responsible for the production of goods and services. Supervise and coordinate the activities of operating employees. Ensure daily operations are carried out without any problems. Involved in short-term goals. Example, supervisor. Do all of the managerial levels based on what types of management skills used by manager in their company. There are 3 types of management skills such as technical skill, human skill, and conceptual skill. We will look at types of manager skills used in BIMB. Human skill is a skill that gives a manager the ability to work effectively with other people. BIMB's managers work together with subordinates, peers, and superiors in an organization. It is because the managers know each of the work to ease them to share opinion by own knowledge. Managers also can add or transfer ideas into other people's ideas for become more useful. BIMB managers have a sense of feeling and appreciate the work of others. For example, Managers will be giving each group opportunity to have say in the meeting. It will give some benefits at workplace to employees to feel better and comfortable to interaction without taking the rank each staff. Next, technical skill is a ability to have knowledge in doing specific work or activities. BIMB's managers must have knowledge about procedure each of the work to become performed. The staff who did not have the knowledge will give negative impact along a job. It shows that not only knowledge they must have, but techniques also important in a job. It will help the BIMB's operation run smoothly because they consistent to do the task and complete it. Besides that, conceptual skill is an ability to analyze and visualize complex situations in future. Manager encourage healthy discussion and ensure that dissenting views can be freely expressed and discussed, but it's still on chairman who makes the final decision. It shows the managers still provide a great deal of direction but attempts to hear followers' feelings about decisions, ideas, and suggestions. As the result to all skills, I would like to choose middle management as levels of management in BIMB company because the human skills are majority used by managers. It shows coordinate employees between departments, guide and establish a good relationship, encourage teamwork. Planning. Planning is defined as the process of outlining the activities to achieve the goals of the organization and determine the ways to achieve the goals. At Bank Islam, they are driving by their purpose to create opportunities and make lives better for everyone. They do this by offering end-to-end financial solutions that fulfill the diverse needs of customers as well as providing the platform for stakeholders including for people, investors and communities to prosper. As the leading and pioneering Islamic bank in Malaysia, the company are bringing a unique perspective to the financial landscape with a commitment to nurture responsible growth and progress. Using their capability, expertise and experience, they help people and serve to achieve success and ultimately build a sustainable future for all living beings on this planet. We will look at vision and mission statements by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Vision, the bank that advances prosperity for all. Mission, to provide solutions that deliver value. Objectives. First, pioneering legacy. Bank Islam is the pioneer of Islamic banking in Malaysia and has played a major role in the development and growth of the nation's Islamic financial industry. Our existence today is geared towards meeting society's financial needs in the most sustainable and ethical manner possible, staying ensured on the Sharia rules and principles. Second, promote business growth. To generate sustainable business growth that simultaneously supports the socio-economic progress of the local communities, competitiveness of enterprises and marketplace, and well-being of individual and society. Third, develop sustainable values. To develop and inculcate values that promote sustainability, integrity, responsibility, and ethics and generate positive economic, social, and environmental outcomes for our stakeholders. Finally, advance the Islamic financial industry to contribute to a hub of expertise and knowledge that uplift our nation's standing as a vibrant international Islamic financial hub. That's all from my presentation. Next, I will give it to my friend Harid to continue this presentation.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Najmi. My name is Muhammad Harid bin Jamali. I will present about the type of planning. Types of planning. The planning that Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use is strategic planning because they want to apply Islamic principles for consumers banking in long-run performance. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad show their effective control system because an organization's plan provides a foundation for control of the processes and progress of the company. It also shows their focus on forward thinking because the planning of Islamic principles concept will make function forces managers to think ahead and consider resources needed for consumers. They also know what will potential opportunities or threat for the organization may face in the future. Besides that, we will look at operational planning with two types of plan, namely standing plan and single-use plan. First, standing plans are intended to address recurring organization challenges or problems. It constantly assists managers in resolving issues. It's made to be used again and over again. It consists of policies, procedures, and rules in Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. BIMB aims to urge you to speak up against wrongdoing and committed to ensure the highest standard of ethical, integrity, moral, and legal business conduct and practices. BIMB is also committed to transparency and accountability in all aspects of its business and operations. For example, the scope of reporting fraud or dishonesty, bribery, and receiving kickbacks. For BIMB, procedures is to ensure each staff aware of his obligation to combating money laundering, terrorist financing. For example, establish and maintain appropriate procedures to monitor customer accounts and activities to detect suspicious transactions that may be indicative of money laundering activities. Bank Islam has a very strict adherence to Sharia rules and principles. BIMB have very specific statement. For example, they being a fully Sharia compliant organization, our ingrained values and principles have instilled upon us a sense of responsibility in ensuring the well-being of the society and natural environment. Through the community engagement programs, they have been instrumental in uplifting the life of needy communities as well as preserving our precious natural ecosystem. A one-time strategy created to achieve specific objectives that are unlikely to be repeated in the future. It's meant for a certain purpose or time frame. Programs, projects, and budgets are all part of it. It is a complete set of large activities that mean to achieve a set of goals for our program. BIMB managers must identify the job and responsibility as well as who will be responsible and how the program will be implemented. This program has a broad scope and is linked to a number of projects. For example, Bank Islam has to do a graduate program to grow of Islamic banking and finance industry through the development of young talent in the sector. For their project, it is one part of larger program but smaller in scope. The project outlines the procedures for completing specified tasks, individuals or work groups to aim their efforts toward project's completion. Example, they promote their programs to a young graduates and to be part of Young Leaders Program, it's mean YLP, especially who has graduated as bachelor or master's degree. A budget quantifying the forecast or future of the organization. It specifies how financial resources should be allocated. There is no budget for this program and project because it's just for a young leaders to help the graduates find a job. This program also to envision the young graduates to become the future leaders who will be shape and steer the success of Bank Islam as leader of the industry. Next, I will present the organization of BIMB. Organization structure or departmentalization is a process of grouping jobs into separate units, activities or tasks. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use functional structure as departmentalization. The functional structure is grouping of employees or related work activities according to function performance. This is because Bank Islam members are grouped according to the function that they perform within organization. This can reduce duplication of personnel and equipment. The Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad was already made classifying for each board, led by a director who have responsibilities based on their group. For example, Board Audit and Examination Committee BAEC is to support the board in ensuring that there is a reliable and transparent financial reporting process and internal control system within the bank and its subsidiaries. The board also oversees the effectiveness of the internal auditors and external auditors of Bank Islam Group. Besides, that board risk committee is to support the board in the meeting the expectations on risk management as set out by Bank Negara Malaysia and oversee the management in activities in managing credit risk, market risk, liquidity risk, operational risk, sustainability risk, and other relevant risks, and to ensure that the risk management process is placed and functioning for the bank and its subsidiaries. There are two examples of boards working together in BIMB to run smoothly in an organization. Each board also has its own rule for their organization in a company. It also gives advantage such as workers become focused and expert in their job, function, and easy to coordinate activities. The span of management or span of control refers to the number of subordinates who report directly to a given supervision manager. There are many major factors that influence the span of management. Managers such as type of work, strength of the departmentalization, the ability of the manager, and so on based on own company. Based on organization chart of BIMB, the company obviously use narrow or tall span of management. The reason about the span of management including more levels in the hierarchy and more managers CEO to be employed in the organization. It also small group of employees are being supervised by a manager. Effects by using narrow span of management, including increased employee morale and productivity. Besides, rapid communication between employees and managers. It also has risks or disadvantages like excessive distance between the lowest and the top levels. In addition, decentralization concept on a company that we can define the process of systematically delegating power and authority throughout the organization to middle level and lower level managers. BIMB using decentralization in the organization because all decisions can be made between several of top managers and employees. It also will make faster and speedier decision making.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Haris. My name is Muhammad Haris bin Muhammad Johan. I will present about locus of decision making. According to fundamental of management, decision making is defined as the process through which managers identify and resolve problems and capitalize an opportunity. Other definitions include the process by which a course of action is selected to deal with a specific problem. There are two types of decision making, such as program decision and non-program decision. The option of the program is connected to standardized circumstance where the problem is more or less routine and repeated in nature, known as the decision of the program. For example, leave-related problems are solved by the leave-related rules regulation. Employees who take leave according to the leave rules should not be given the leave granted by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, and those who do not comply with the leave rules. The key role of the managing director includes develop the strategic direction of the bank, ensure that the bank strategies and corporate policies are effectively implemented, and ensure that board decisions are implemented and board directions are responded to. In unstructured circumstances that represent novel, I will define and complex problems, non-programs decisions are made. The concerns are non-recurring or extraordinary in nature. Via scientific research and analytical reasoning, executive use skills and subjective judgment to solve problems. Increase promotional investment, efficient salesmanship, improve technology, quality controls, brand awareness, and fair price, for example, ensure the day-to-day business affairs of the Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad are effectively managed. It requires urgent decision making, and non-program decisions are such decisions. Only top-level managers take this call. Next, I will present about motivation. Theory X and Y. This theory gives emphasis on the aspect of employment and productivity at the expense of human values, but the workers strongly oppose to the ideas of scientific management by offering the era of human relationships as an alternative, having started the golden era of humanity in the management approach. Then straighten out this idea in the theory of X with Y theory. Then we have work motivation. The motivation is essentially the process of trying to influence someone to do what we want. In other words, push from outside against someone to do something. Basically, in every human being there is always a strong urge to want to progress, want to be better than others and getting stronger faith. It is increasingly realized that tomorrow is better than today. Lastly, I will present about Islamic performance. In the Islamic perspective of work is the nature of human life, as well as way to obtain happiness of life on earth and in the hereafter. Work also has a high position ranked second after faith, so that someone who work aim to obtain the blessing of Allah because the work is worship and become an integral part of the characteristic attitude of life of people who convert to Islam. Thus, Islam is very high regard for the effort and work that is halal. Word of Allah content is verse of the Quran essentially encourage people to do business or work, among others providing an impetus for work or trying to. Then Allah and His Messenger and the believer will see your work, and you will be returned to Allah. Knows would be the unseen and the real, and preached into you what you used to do. Further on beam, performance is also a faith that comes from belief systems, mean that Islamic values with respect to employment. The automatic is an integral part of the Islamic faith. Similarly, the formation of fundamental attitude toward work certainly not loose relationship that blends performance with the Islamic faith. This was stated by Sagan. Creed is often impressed as faith and Sharia with the phrase pious charity. Every year, established companies involve their employees in periodical trainings and motivational activities because they have realized that organizational growth and effectiveness depends on the growth of the individuals, and such companies bear millions of rupees per annum on their human resources to foster the organization and to get competitive advantage over others. In developing countries where political, social, economic, and technologies instability are the major issues that are prevalent in all the circumstances of life and directly hit the performance and effectiveness of the organization in such circumstances, a least amount of motivation in fun, which ultimately affect the employee's commitment. Why do we need motivated employees? The answer is survival. Motivated employees are needed in our rapidly changing workplace. Motivated employees help organizations survive. Motivated employees are more productive. To be effective, managers need to understand what motivates employees within the context of the role they perform. In the explorations of employees' contribution to organizations, commitment of the employee is alleged to be the most desirable asset that any organization can have in order to attain maximum contribution. Furthermore, upholding the commitment of an employee is another challenge to organization, in which most managers are struggling to identify ways to win commitment from their employees. According to Manchitsky and The problem of how to manage employees to gain their commitment has been a concern to many managers. One of reason why this problem seems difficult is not mysterious. It's not motivation ultimately come from within and therefore cannot be observed openly. As a result, most organizations are trying to shape the competency among employees via a range of training and development programs. Alternatively, the use of other motivational approaches can enhance organizations' performance. That's all from me. Next, I will pass to my friends Nabil. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Nabil bin Nur Azri. My student ID is 202-161-0584. I'm from JBA1191C. Now, I want to present about Bank Islam leading and controlling. Okay, now about Bank Islam leading. Meaning of leading is leadership can be defined using these three elements, which is influence, individual or group, and goal. Leadership is an organization mostly looks at how a manager works with subordinates to influence and direct them to achieve the organization's goal. Leading have three types, which is leader, leading, and leadership. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad's leadership board of directors responsible. The board has overall responsibilities to promote the sustainable growth and financial soundness of Bank Islam and give direction and oversight to the management of the business and operations of Bank Islam. Okay, now the board of directors of Bank Islam. Chairman or independent non-executive director Tan Sri Dr. Ismail Haji Bakar. Non-independent non-executive director Muhammad Riza Muhammad Abdullah and Datuk Nik Muhammad Hashuddin Yusof. And independent non-executive director Datuk Sri Kazali Ahmad. Independent non-executive director or senior independent director Azizan Ahmad. Independent non-executive director Muhammad Yuzaidi Muhammad Yusof. Independent non-executive director Mashita Haji Osman. Non-independent executive director Datuk Sri Amrin Awaluddin. And independent non-executive director Muhammad Asri Awang. Now we move to leadership approach. The Bank Islam Malaysia use behavioral theories, the Michigan University studies, employee-centered behavior. The behavioral theory is known as the Michigan University studies. In this study, after analyzing information based on an interview with both leaders and follows, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use the employee-centered behavior because encourage healthy discussion and ensure that dissenting views can be freely expressed and discussed. A leader behavior that focus primarily on subordinates to show accept the agenda decision making. The Hersey-Blanchard life cycle theory. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use the second phase, which is selling or coaching. In Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, the chairman provide leadership for the operation, governance and meetings of the board. The chairman as a leader encourage healthy discussion and ensure that dissenting views can be freely expressed and discussed, but it's still on chairman decision making. But it's still on chairman who makes the final decision. It shows the chairman still provides a great deal of direction, but attempts to hear followers' feeling about decision, ideas, and suggestions. Now we move to the controlling. Controlling definition is controlling is the last of the four major management functions to be covered in this subject. It is critically important managerial function because it will help ensure that all of the three functions implemented yearly, which is planning, organizing, and leading, will run smoothly as intended by the top manager. Controlling also needs to be conducted carefully and nicely in the business organizations according to what the company plan to achieve the vision, mission, and goals of the company. Okay, now process of control. Process of control, the first is set performance standard. Next, measure actual performance. Then compare actual performance with standards. Below the compare actual performance with standards have two actions, which is first, take no corrective action or provide positive reinforcement if no deviation if no deviations or if deviations are acceptable. Second, take no corrective action, which is if deviations are unacceptable. Next, types of control. Types of control have three sections, which is input to process, process to output. Input anticipates problem. Process corrects problems as they happen. Output corrects problems after they occur. Okay, lastly for the controlling. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad using concurrent control as their controlling. Appropriate disclosure for decision making. They provide clear, relevant, and timely information on our financial service and products to our customers for prudent decision making. Our staff are also available to provide any assistance or explanation in our service and products for customers. They anticipate the customers' needs and preference to such as offer products and services to their requirements and better protect their interests. The company strives to help our customers to find the right product to suit their need. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad provide knowledgeable staff to serve the customer. The company also obtain educate customers information during opening of account to know the customers and shall include the completion of bank forms and obtaining the necessary supporting documents. Make available information on features and fees for the various products and satisfaction surveys to ensure that the customers' needs are fulfilled. They are committed to offer forward banking solutions via friendly, innovative, and competitive products to our customer by leveraging on avant-garde digitalizing technology in banking solutions and seamless operational excellence. They are committed to be a customer centric bank, providing easy customer access to the right products and services. And this is project to our committed our commitment in crafting a unique customer experience and personalization of service at all touch points as we understand and anticipate our customers' needs better. As the staff of the company, they embrace the value-based intimidation, which is VBI, shall continue to provide banking services to customers that promote sustainable values to the people and planet in the areas of social empowerment, environmental regeneration, and economic resiliency. The bank recognizes the importance of integrity, transparency, and accountability in all transactions. They are believed that having strong integrity and ethics embedded into our culture influence ability to deliver superior customer experience, hence building the trust of our customers. They are committed to being open and fair, transparent in our dealings and ensure customers' confidentiality is preserved at all times. This is made possible through an engaged team who live our 5 core values. A leader, dynamic, professional, caring, and trustworthy. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad pledge to understand our customer better by actively seeking to and suggestions through our regular customer satisfaction surveys while making it easy for customers to render their feedback by providing alternate avenues. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. And I pass to my friend.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Mukris Afiq bin Mahathir, and I will present about quality. According to Fundamentals of Management, definition of quality is the totality of features and characteristics of product or service that bear on its ability to satisfy stated or implied needs. And based on the diagram on the top, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad used for consumer perspective as their perspective of quality. From the consumer perspective, quality can be defined as the degree which the service meets the customer's expectation. Quality to the customers may also imply that the service should perform as it should be. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad will give a good service for their customer without inconveniencing consumers to change some interest. It also will make consumer feel better without to pay by using their service. It shows relate to customer satisfaction and customers' expectation. Next, introduction to Total Quality Management or TQM. Total Quality Management is creating an organizational culture committed to the continuous improvement of skills, teamwork, process, product and quality, and also customer satisfaction. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad managers will take a new graduate who will involve in their organization. The company not only need the graduate knowledge, but how about their skills to involve in making work? They must do a lot of practical to keep operation run smoothly. The graduate as a new employee must work hard to fully understand that concept Islamic banking that was carrying by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Besides that, service that we promote by staff in branch of Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad to their customers. We know that Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use Islamic banking on their operation. in this principle, widely accepted Islamic banking, referred to as Islamic finance or Sharia compliant finance, refers to financial activities that adhere to Sharia or Islamic law. Two fundamental principles of Islamic banking are the sharing of profit and loss and the prohibition of the collection and payment interest by lenders and investors. The staff must promote the service for customers for increase their consumer until the company became popular. It is difficult to attract consumers to using the concept were carrying by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad without have some knowledge about the principles. Maybe year by year will increase their consumers use the service to manage money in banking. In addition, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad also will give service without taking some changes interest to their consumers. Maybe it is a good idea for customers, but how about their belief in managing our money? It will make one customer worry about the transaction that they did with Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. In banking, Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad must show their effort for customer satisfaction to their consumer. Next, teamwork in Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. Organization between each group. For example, in meeting, they will give them opinion based on the topic present. Maybe certain of the group will accepted the opinion, but how about us that did not accept it? They must have tolerate each other, like just accept the opinion by another group and achieve it together. Managers also must take a smart strategy to solve the problem before getting uncomfortable by each group. By all of causes, it shows it the same as one of the tools quality of management. The tools of total quality management that Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad use is fishbone diagram or Kauru Ishikawa diagram. Fishbone diagram is relationship between some effect and all the possible causes. The effect or problem is started on the right side of the chart, and the major influence or causes are listed on the left. Lastly, I will talk about conclusion. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad is one of the companies give service to consumer on banking and financial. A good company in manage can keep going their company's goal in the future. This project will be showing how the company like BIMB can keep their objective while operation. Firstly, the planning of a company is important to help managers analyze the situation, predict future outcome, and achieve opportunities for the development of an organization. Without planning on a company, it will be risks such as negative impact on organization. Besides that, organizing by company structure of an organization varies depending on a new influencing factors. Structure is influenced by the external environment in which the business operates as well as its culture and the nature of the work and activities it undertakes. The good form of structure is important for production can run smoothly and effectively. Having the right structure allows a business to respond and adapt to changes in the market quickly. The great structure based the types of departmentalization, span of management, and decentralization using by the company. In addition, the leading is function for motivating members of the organization to achieve their goals. The leadership in an organization is important to encourage teamwork, motivate employees to generate good work, and the goals of the organization will be achieved in the future. The controlling is a process through which managers regulate organizational activities. There are 3 types of control with its own function that managers can use based on their company. Innovation and creative are also important to have in business, as we are competing with another successful and big company. We know quality, total quality management and tools of this total quality of management that used by Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad. It shows we need to attract customer so they can choose and trust the company well. I hope that Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad will do well and maintain on becoming a successful company. Thank you.